to another edition of Grim Media News. I'm Steve Stone. Let's get into this video. I want to talk to you first about a 20-year-old missing persons case that we covered on the Grim Truth podcast. And that's going to be the case of Joseph Lil Joe Boehm, missing from Marshall, Texas on January the 25th, 2001. There's a $10,000 reward for information leading to information or the whereabouts of Joe. Again, we covered this podcast, and we'll have the description. We'll have the link to the description below. So those of you that haven't had the opportunity to listen, you can. So basically, what happened was Joe gets a phone. The story goes, Joe gets a phone call late at night, and everybody was getting ready for bed. He gets this phone call. Whatever it was made him angry. He then just gets stressed. He was staying with a gentleman by the name of Coley. This was his best friend, hunting partner, and he just up and left. He didn't take his wallet. He didn't take his keys. He didn't take anything. His cigarettes, the guy smokes, doesn't take his cigarettes. He just leaves. He tells Coley's girlfriend at the time, Angela Phillips, that he's going to go meet somebody and that he'd be back in the morning to babysit some dogs, to watch some dogs. And unfortunately, he never came back. The problem with this story is that when we were interviewing people for Joe's case for the podcast, we had the opportunity to talk to Coley. He agreed to talk to me. I had even gone as far as email him the questions I was going to ask, no gotcha questions, just general information about Joe and what happened that night. And unfortunately, he backed out and blocked me. So we haven't been able to talk and touch base. Does that mean anything? No, I just think here we have somebody close to Joe, a best friend, and once again, the possibility to have answers, and we're not getting any. There has been a story during my research investigation into the case that it wasn't just like a quiet night there at Coley's house. As a matter of fact, there was rumored to be a party there, and if that's the case, that would have changed. That kind of changes the dynamic the night that he disappeared. Again, Coley and Angela at the very beginning were talked to by the police. They actually didn't get very far into the house, only to the front of the house where Joe was staying, and that was about it. This is what we need. We need answers. This is a 20-year-old case, and the family needs answers, and we're hoping somebody out there, possibly you, that can help the family with that. Again, there's a $10,000 reward for information on Joe. He needs to be found. It's time, and we're not going to give up. We're gonna do everything we can for the family to bring Joe home and to get the answers we need. We're going to continue digging, but we're asking for your help tonight. If you have any information on Joseph Lil Joe Boehm, you can contact the Marshall Police Department at 903-935-4540. Again, 903-935-4540. If you need to, as always, you can remain anonymous. If you are interested in talking to me, you can email me, Steve Stone at thegrimtruth.com. That's Steve Stone at thegrimtruth.com. You can also message me on Facebook Messenger. Just type in at the Grim Truth with 2 M's, and you can message me there, and I will be happy to talk with you. Again, we need help in this case, and you could be the one to do it. Now I want to move along to another case that we covered which we also will have a link in the description. And that's the case of Matthew Vetromile. Matthew went missing from Orlando, Florida on June the 11th. I'm sorry, on March the 1st, 2021. He was down in Orlando with his girlfriend Keisha, and he disappeared. He left, according to Keisha, all his belongings were gone, and nowhere to be found. We've been very on top of this case since the very beginning. We had got a search team, Pink Justice, which was initially helpful in looking for Matthew in the very beginning. Orlando PD has the case, and here's the problem. Matthew gets a check that he gets every month like clockwork, and he has to contact one of his relatives that's the payee for this money. Matthew never missed a date. He was always calling. He got his money, and now we've gone 3 deposits and he hasn't collected his money. Now, it does not take a rocket scientist to figure out there's something wrong with this picture. It is known, unfortunately, that Matthew had a dependency issue. He also had some mental health issues. So if a young man like Matthew, who was dependent on this money to survive, and he hasn't received it, there's something not right there. That means something's wrong. Nobody just says, forget it, I don't need my money anymore, and just takes off. That doesn't make sense. And the problem is the Orlando PD, the detective there, just thinks that Matthew has become a monk or something and doesn't need any money, doesn't need anything, and he's just off walking a trail or doing a walkabout. This is where law enforcement just, I think, it's upsetting. They're not doing their due diligence. There's several things that can be done here. Number one, Matthew's girlfriend, Keisha Cash, she had a cell phone, and I think it's important when you're investigating something that you have the ability to track where a person is. Now, a person's missing, they're not getting their money. It's a safe bet that we can look at phone records. We can also look at locations of the phone where people are. Matthew was using Keisha's phone quite a bit, and it could be a great tool to find out where Matthew and Keisha were at times, right before he went missing and after he went missing, and this is not being done. I think this is a grave misjustice, or misuse of resources, or lack of using resources, and at the end of the day, it's law enforcement's job to do everything they can to assist his family in finding Matthew, and I don't think they're doing that. The additional information is that Matthew supposedly was a possibility that he owed some money to some drug dealers. This gentleman here is Joel Nelson. Joel was someone that it's a possibility that he gave money or drugs to Matthew, and that's a possibility that maybe Matthew owed him some money and that didn't go well. I mean, this is all a possibility. What I'm trying to get at is that if he owed money, then that's a motive for the reason why he's not around. And I'm not saying that Mr. Nelson did anything to Matthew, but again, these are things that need to be looked at, and according to Orlando PD, this is a dead end. Not good. The other thing that is striking and alarming is this man here, Jamel Bailey, had Matthew's luggage after Matthew went missing. Now, he has told the family, he has told law enforcement that he had Matthew's luggage, but then dropped it off at a 7-Eleven in downtown Orlando. Um, Again, I don't know how he got a hold of Matthew's luggage, but the bottom line is he had it, admitted he had it, and now we are we are told that this is also is a dead end. Look, we hold no judgment here. Um, Obviously, people with dependency issues, they have to get their the things they need from where they can get them from people. If this gentleman right here had Matthew's belongings and dropped them off, how could that be a dead end? How did he come in possession with these items? Why did he have them? Why is this a dead end? I'm not going to understand. At the end of the day, law enforcement, I know these aren't glamorous cases. These aren't headlines. These aren't the cases that are going to win you awards and give you huge notoriety and awards. But it's a case nonetheless. This is a case that has more leads that can be checked out and is not a waste of time. It is up to you, Orlando PD, and the homicide team there to do their due diligence and look for Matthew. Matthew is missing. He normally gets money. He's not getting his money. Red flag. If it was rumored that he owed those two men money and he's no longer around, red flag. Using cell phone data, GPS, to look for Matthew is the right thing to do and should be done. So as we wrap this up, again, there's a reward for Matthew. It's $1,000 right now. If you've seen him, please contact the Orlando Police Department, 321-235-5300. Again, 321-235-5300. And please give them the information that they need to help bring Matthew home. If you have any other information you'd like to talk to me, you can reach me again. That's Steve Stone at thegrimtruth.com. Steve Stone at thegrimtruth.com. That's going to do it for tonight's video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Again, we need your help finding these two gentlemen. These stories collectively, these families hurt, as all the missing families do, and we need your help. Make sure that if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss any information, news, or stories about the missing. Leave a like and comment also. It helps get the content of this video out there to multiple people. This is the best way we can to get the information out for the missing. Thank you for watching. I'm Steve Stone. This has been Grim Media News. We are the media for the missing. Good night.